All right. So basically, I'm just going to explain a little bit of my story and how I came to an idea how to change businesses. Um, so before that, I just would like to. I actually found this picture in the deck that we received, as example picture, and I found it's really beautiful. And for me, this is exactly what I want to see, what I would like my children to see, even if I don't have one yet. Okay, so we still have to maintain it for a long time. So the thing is that on top of this, we are also having some concepts that help us, to have social care, to have a pension later. And because of all of this, we also need a constant growth of the GDP, or actually a growth in general in our economy, because we need to be able to pay for everyone. And the thing is that this is the flow of our design and of our system. And before that, we had the nice explanation about this linear system: take, make, and waste. And basically, the landfill that I've shown you before might really look like this in a few years if we are not doing something. And this is a passion that is in me, and I really wanted to find some solutions. So how can we change it? And the thing is that I understood from my perspective as a business now owner, but also when I was just working in a business, I was developing a business for a Swiss company. And I found out that we have two limits in our system. And there is this graphic which is very, very interesting. This graphic shows the evolution here of the population on the planet, and here you see the evolution of the product and also the GDP. So how many product do we produce or do we waste? Basically, because whatever we produce, we're going to waste later on. And at the same time, you can see here that the GDP is totally parallel. So this is where we have this issue. And the thing is that this comes with economic incentive for waste, come with a programmed obsolescence, and a cycle of waste and greed. And I will come back to those topics later and why they are here. Actually, they are not here because we are bad people. They are here because we have the wrong incentives. And so we are now trying, and this was actually said also before, we are trying to bring an infinite growth with infinite amount of product that we are trying to sell in order to continue our world, but we are living in a finite world with finite resources. So how do we manage those two things together? Because I want to have a pension later, and I want that all the people, the next generation, also will have social care and everything. So we need to manage those things together. And there are some very funny examples that I had the chance to analyze and to study. And one of the very good example why our resources are limited, you can see with the NDCs. So if you know, in every building before, because of the COP in Paris, they had to provide NDCs. So what are they going to do in order to go to a net zero emission for carbon emissions? And the thing is that if you look at all the NDCs together, you need to mine as much metal between the year 2018, when those NDCs have been provided, until the year 250, so that we reach the net zero carbon emissions, as we have mined metal from the antiquity up to 2018. I mean, this is not feasible. So even going green, reducing CO2 emissions, and all these things that we are trying to do for the greater good, actually they are requiring resources that we don't have, and a lot of pollution. So there is a second ceiling. So I was explaining the problems that I try to resolve. And the second problem is the problem that we can see. A very good example is with BMW, or that you can see with Apple. We were speaking before about these, those earrings, those headphones. How many headphones do we have, and why headphones now we keep them only for 3 years, and programmed obsolescence? we are working with companies that are on the market. They are getting paid to grow. They need to always grow. Otherwise, people will sell their shares and company can crash and can close. So if you are owning a company, working in a company, you want your company value to increase. Your company value increases when you sell more products. So you are selling iPhone 16. Now you have sold iPhone 16 to everybody. What do you do next? You need to sell iPhone 17. So you need to make your product being obsolescent. And this is something that was the same and started in 1900 for BMW. BMW started to sell only in Germany cars. Then after that, they went worldwide. Then after that, we sold car to everybody who can afford a BMW. Okay, now, let's sell a different model like SUV and bigger cars. So we have now the families and the women and the men alone. And so you have different markets. And now that we have reached that, okay, let's replace everything with electric cars. So the thing is that we are always trying to find a way to make things obsolescent. And so this is what we call perceived obsolescence on top of the programmed obsolescence. And the funny thing is that BMW, they will tell you, yes, but we do a lot of circular economy already in our technologies because we are reusing certain products and recycling them a little bit. The thing is that it's only a small portion of the car anyway, so they try to sell much more car. So I will not go back onto iPhone. I just said it is exactly the same. So the thing is that for me, when I was seeing this topic, I always was doing this presentation and I was looking at this cultivating hope, and I'm just sharing with you so many bad news. So I had to find a way to say, okay, actually, we can have very positive things. And there is a solution that is the one that I've been using for my business. And this is what we created. It's outcome-based model. We have to stop selling product. If I'm selling you an iPhone, for sure, at some point I need to sell you another iPhone. Otherwise, I'm dying because I'm not making any money and I need to pay my employees and to pay myself and so on. But the thing is that when I start selling an outcome, why would I sell to you a phone? I can sell for you, what do you really need? Do you need an iPhone 16 or 17? You need the capability to phone, to surf on the internet, and to call somebody on watch your IG or whatever you want to do with, but this is what you want to do. You don't really need the physical device, which is called Apple iPhone 16. So the thing is that we need to switch our mindset from selling products to selling outcome. And then we can have a real circular economy, because think about it. Now you are the more well-doing people. Okay, then you take the higher monthly fee. Then somebody with a little bit less revenues take the lower monthly fee, then receive maybe your second-hand phone, right? And you receive always the new one, then you can be super happy. But we don't need to do something that we're going to throw, and we are not requiring to do a new phone within 1 year. That is not necessary. We can wait the amount of time for real technological advancement to do something new and really create some circular economy in that example. This is with phones. And there is something very interesting. I was speaking about BMW, and then I'll speak about what I've done in 2 words. So BMW was explaining that they needed to sell more car, and so they tried to go everywhere. But nowadays, what do you really need? Do you need a BMW? Or I love BMW. It's not the problem. I mean, do you need a BMW? No, I need to go from point A to point B. Now, there exists circular economy and what we call outcome-based model for moving. And so here, this is in Finland or Sweden. I forgot where they started. I think they also exist in Singapore, but their business model is a bit different. But the idea is that with that application, you can have a monthly fee that you pay. and you have access to all transportation, including taxis, including car sharing, including subway, tram, metro, buses, whatever you want to take. And so you actually buy the outcome. I want to go from point A to point B. Then you pay more if you want to be faster from point A to point B at any point of time. But you do not need to waste and to buy a car that you are going to throw. So these are new type of businesses. And this one is called mobility as a service. And I think that this is the future. And for me, I will just now speak about very quickly what I've done. So the thing is that yesterday I was discussing with, the Boston Consulting Group, somebody from there, and explained that that person was writing a book about the future of capitalism in a burning world. And basically, that's where we are right now. We are in a world where everything is going faster. We are producing more, we are generating more, and we need to produce more goods. And we've never been as fast before. And the thing is that if we want to continue such a system, I mean, we can completely go out of the system, that's possible, or we need to see another way to provide the solutions to keep within the system. And for me, this is how I came with the outcome-based model for building. So instead of selling a product into a building, a product that, as example here, you have ACs, you have a lot of things which are working together, from the lighting and so on. At the end of the day, what is the outcome that they want in this building? They want 23 degrees Celsius. The people I was working in the building industry, I was selling valve to a guy that doesn't even understand what a valve does. He was selecting some product based on a piece of paper that he doesn't even understand. Why would we do that? Why would I not be responsible to give you the temperature that you want inside of your building, and you would pay me the amount of money I deserve for that? Because then I will not have the incentive to sell more product to you. I will have the incentive to give what you really need. And so this is what is outcome-based model. So basically, that's what outcome-based model is. And outcome-based model is working with incentive design flywheel. So we're speaking about design. And yes, this is totally from the design itself, the design of the business model, and how you are doing things that you are making it sustainable. And the last topic that I wanted to say is that what is the most important for me today to explain here and to share with you is that we need to empower a stakeholder, and that means it starts with you. It starts with what you decide to do. Is which company you decide to provide your money to. What do you buy? Do you prefer to buy a BMW, or do you prefer to use the WIM app? And maybe someone with a BMW will come and drive you. So the thing is that there are solutions. We just need to look out there. And even for new businesses, those who want to be entrepreneur, there are a lot of old businesses selling product, and we are going to change the world by selling the outcomes that the product are providing. And most of the time, outcomes has much more value than the product itself. And so this was the end of my time and the end of my presentation. Thank you.